The case that I decided to go over is Lyons Partnership versus Ginnoulas in a civil case where Lyons Partnership is suing Ginnoulas for trademark infringement. The case was settled with a summary of judgment granted attorney fees in favor of Ginnoulas by the district court. Lyons then appealed the case to the Fifth Circuit Court, in which the court upheld the ruling by the district court. The background of the case is Lyons Partnership, which are the plaintiffs, is the owner of the rights of the children's character Barney, which is the big purple dinosaur that sings "I love you, you love me." And they're suing Ginnoulas, which is the creator of the famous chicken mascot, where that mascot became famous for performing during sporting events for many years now. Where the lawsuit derived from was from a skit that the famous chicken did during a sporting event that involved a look-alike Barney dinosaur. The famous chicken started the performance with some dance moves and getting the crowd excited, while the Barney look-alike was doing some moves, as what Lyons said was something that Barney would do on the show. And then, out of nowhere, Barney would start to dance like the chicken. Then, after that, the chicken went on to, part of the skit would be to punch and slap and tackle Barney. And by the end of the skit, the two mascots ended up being friends. And as they were walking off, the chicken, in his regular fashion, had one more gag, and that was to take out the Barney lookalike again. Lyons was arguing that the skit was infringing on the intellectual property of Barney. And Ginnoulas argued back that with two things. One, that the skit was a parody with the character lookalike Barney, and that the skit was set on entertaining a different audience than the true Barney, Barney's character. Meaning that Barney's character was based on entertaining children, and the famous chicken was based on entertaining adults. And as I stated before, the courts agreed with Ginnoulas that based on the provisions of the Copyright Act, that this was a parody, and also that the word trademark is a word, a name, a symbol, or device adopted and used by a manufacturer to identify the source of goods. Basically saying that Ginnoulas, the famous chicken, did not use the Barney lookalike to make money. Therefore, like stated before, it was just a parody. So when I look at this case from the athletic director's point of view, I kind of look at it in three different avenues. Number one is the mascot that every school has. And the mascot's always doing something funny, silly at the game, entertaining the crowd. And at times, this is comes with where the mascot is making fun of in some way the other team's mascot. It might be a look-alike mascot or anything like that. And then based on this case, you could do this as long as you're not doing it for monetary reasons. Uh, the next avenue that I was thinking about was also with the mascot, like the symbol that you see on jerseys, helmets, T-shirts, everything like that. Where I think you could get in trouble, especially in an activities department, is that you use the mascot with the trademark, that using it to make money with it. And basically, when you go back with this case, Barney versus the famous chicken, it would be infringing on the trademark of the other school's mascot. The last avenue that I was thinking about kind of comes into mind for an athletic director, activities director for this case, and I think it kind of becomes a problem because I was sitting there thinking about this, and you see it everywhere, and I'm wondering how can you do this? Based on this case, all the time you see at events, people are selling shirts, and they're saying Panthers versus the Lions across their shirt, and they show pictures of the other school's mascot. Now, where I'm kind of confused is I'm thinking, based on this case, that you're infringing on intellectual property, especially if it's trademarked. If you're making money from it, which most schools try to do, to help pay for different things, by printing and putting the other school's symbol, mascot, or whatever that is on a T-shirt. The question is, do you have to share this with the other school if you're going to sell this? From my knowledge, I've noticed that nobody does that, and everyone just kind of makes their money and they keep it, even though they're using the other person's trademark. And I'm kind of wondering, is this something that they allow, or do you have to pay the other school? That's just a question that I have, and I'm not really too sure. From the case, it seems like you wouldn't be able to do that, but you see it all the time, and people are doing it all the time. But that's just a question that kind of just pops in my head, and I don't really seem to have an answer for.